Hello everybody! Happy Monday to everyone here joining me. I'm your host Claudia and I'm here for the Illustrator Creative Challenge, and it's the first day of the week today. So it's wonderful to see so many amazing people in the chat. I'm always excited. I'm excited to be here, but also super cool to be here after this amazing stream with Meg Lewis and the one and only Paul Trani. And I can see here in the chat so many familiar faces and some new faces as well, which is always very exciting. I can see Anime, Cosquandra, Robin, Carol, Wade Acuff helping us with sharing all the amazing link here in the chat. Anthony King. Also, we have Jack Watson, Martinique, Colleen, Mercurial, Susan, Drew, Anime. Thank you so much for joining me here. Remember, if you're watching from YouTube, head over on behance.net/live so I can see your comments, say hi to you, and of course, reply to your questions. But let's get started. I'm going to jump right away into my page here. And by the way, for those who don't know me, it's like, who's this crazy lady screaming? I am Claudia. I'm an Italian designer based in Manchester, UK, where I do a lot of fun stuff here, like streaming on Adobe Live for these wonderful challenges. But let's get started. So today we are gonna keep going with challenge number 5. And if this is your first time joining, make sure to run to behance.net/challenge/illustrator in order to discover a little bit of how these fantastic challenges work. Click on the big blue button in order to join and get an email with the daily challenges. As you can see, the topic is food. Probably like it's a little bit of a Italian cliche, but I love food. I love breakfast. So everything is about breakfast here during this creative challenge. We've been designing a logo, a coaster, a menu, and some gift cards. And today we're gonna be doing some illustrated Instagram stories, a little kawaii, a little happy. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But for you to join me, all you have to do is to click on the Get Started button. Here it is, over here, in order to open up the starter file that I provided for you. Now, many of you were like saying that you don't know to download because it just say copy to your work. If you copy to your work, the work will be placed in your CC libraries. But if you want to download it, very simple. Click on the work and the download button will appear on the top. Just like so, super easy. There are also another part of, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to download your file before we get started. I can see the amazing Wade Acuff placing the link in the chat. Jawad, nice to see you. I'm doing well. How's it going? Also, let me know what are you watching from. I'm always super excited. Here, it's 7:33 p.m. I mean, as I said, Manchester in UK, but let me know, what part of the day, if I should say good morning, good afternoon, what's going on, and where are you from? Where are you watching from? Right, so hopefully by now you already downloaded your file. The second part of these amazing challenges is, of course, to share your file in order to get some feedback and a review, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. First, let's get to work. If you've downloaded the file in order to work together with me, and by the way, you can always watch the replay of this video, so you can just simply chill and have fun and just do it later on. But if you want to work together, that's the starter file and we can start joining me. I'm actually gonna fly on the other side of the screen, boop, just real quick, so you can have a little bit of a better read and what's going on here with our inspiration and design. So I can see the chat moving. We have Martinique from North Carolina, USA. Mercurial from Las Vegas. Oh, Mercurial, so many wonderful memories of Las Vegas. I really, really loved it. Carol Pearl in South Florida. And Becca from Georgia. Then we have New Mexico, KU. Arshaful from Bangladesh, and it's 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, that's commitment. I'm gonna be super serious and work just because totally deserve it for this commitment, staying up so late. Mariana watching from Mexico. Guido, which is my dad, which is here in the UK, watching from the other side of the house. It's actually very cute. But let's get started. Fantastic. Right, so once you open your Illustrator file, as I mentioned here, we were looking to design some Instagram stories, and that's the reason why you already have some artboards, 3 in particular, which are already the size of an Instagram stories. Now, if you want to know which size is that, that's 1920 by 1080. But if you click on the artboard tool, which you can find here at the bottom of your toolbar, just click once, and then select any artboard you want, and you can press return or enter. in order to open the artboard options. And here we'll start to have some information about your artboard. And you can perhaps change options if you want. So let's say that you want to still work on this file, but you just want to do like an Instagram post, not a story. All you have to do is to change size perhaps to 1080 by 1080, click on OK. And as you can see, that will be the size of a post. I'm going to press Command Z or Control Z on a PC just to undo. Another way in which you can get more information about your artboard is to head under Properties. And as you can see, I have here the width and the height as well. So here we are. That's what these artboards are for. Those are the ones that we're going to export at the end. Here, I just gave you some space for a work in progress. So that's what WIP stands for, work in progress. We're just going to be messing around, creating some shapes, using the shape builder tool, creating those cute little faces, and just, you know, just have some space where we can be messy, because that's always a good start, to be messy before getting organized. Biola, can I change my artboard color? So Biola, you can change your artboard color by applying a background, but let's head under the preferences, which I believe is Command K. And if we go to our general here, that's probably the best place where you can search. I never heard of changing artboard here. I don't think that you can, you know. Not that I'm aware from. Not that I'm aware of. So let me know in the chat if you know anything different. I don't think you can, but that will be the best place where to look under preferences. It doesn't seem to be anything. I just had a quick glance. Otherwise, you can simply perhaps go to your layers and create like an artboard color and just create a background for all the artboards if that's what you want to do. Hi, Lucia. Hi, Arshafu. Thank you so much for joining us. Antonia. Yes, he's so sweet. My dad watches live and he's learning how to use Photoshop, actually, not Illustrator, but he usually watches Photoshop, which is super funny. Okay, right. So just to give you a little bit of a context, in order to create a branded stories, the whole idea is to create some story templates that you can use for your Instagram. They'll look nice and organized because they have some repetitive elements like, you know, colors and styles. The inspiration board here is kawaii. So if you don't know what kawaii is, I just gave you a little bit of a definition that I just got from Wikipedia. And kawaii is a Japanese word that represents the culture of being cute. And that's why I'm making all this silly voice, because, you know, I love cute. So you can see is characterized by having on these cute little faces applied to things. And I decided to give you an idea here of faces and also object that you can draw. The theme is always breakfast. So I'm gonna start with drawing a mocha. Again, super Italian here, sorry, but that's what like really jumps to my eyes. And hopefully we can create more and more. So I'm gonna go into my WIP, which is my work in progress little folder. Click on the rectangle tool from my toolbar. You can also press the letter M in order to bring it up. And now we can also create a new layer by heading to the layers panel. If you cannot find the layers panel, choose the window menu and then select layers in order to bring up your layers panel. And from the bottom of the layers panel, we can click on the little plus icon at the bottom to create a new layer. You can also double click on the new layer and name it. And I'm gonna name it here graphics. So I know that that's the layer. A layer is pretty much like a container. So I know that that layer, that container just is going to be filled with all my graphics. Fantastic. Now, with my rectangle tool selected, all I have to do is to click and drag in order to create a rectangle of any shape that you want. If you wish to create a square, hold Shift, and as you can see, Illustrator will change your rectangle into a square. And when you drag, you'll be able also to scale it proportionally. In this case, I just want a rectangle. It doesn't really matter the shape. This is going to be the base of my little mocha machine. Then I'm going to introduce a very cool tool. And let me know in the chat if you ever used these little tools before. I'm just looking in the chat if there is any particular question. Looks like Susan was doing some research for file document setup, check simulated color paper, change up. Ooh. I'm going to move on a little bit further, but Susan, I'm going to try it. Actually, I'm so curious. So let's actually try it together. So file and then document setup. Here it is. Ooh, that's super amazing. I'm learning something as we go. Definitely worth it. So Susan is saying to go to file, document setup, check simulated color paper. and then change top color to the desired color. Oh, fantastic, I guess from here. Ooh, that's super cool. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Susan. We definitely learned something. I'm gonna close this for now. See, that worked. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. That's really, really nice. Right, so let's go back to our rectangle here. And as I was saying, we are going to use our free transform tool. You can access the free transform tool by pressing the letter E, and this little floating menu will come up. Now from here, I'm looking for the perspective distort. Again, let me know in the chat if you ever use this tool before. And I can see also Anime asking for Illustrator, do you recommend mouse or tablet? Here, I'm with a mouse, but I use also a tablet. Completely up to you. I was hearing before Paul and Meg just talking about how hard it is. It is hard, but like you just need to be persevere with the tablet. In about a month, top 2 months, you'll be good to it. You just need to build an habit. As usual, practice does everything. Again, I'm gonna click on this perspective distort, and look what happens here. We can just like distort our shapes corner and move them symmetrically in just one click. So we already done the base of our coffee machine, our mocha, in just literally 2 clicks. Now I'm gonna go and head under my object menu and select path, and I'm gonna split this shape into grid. Probably should have done that before. Let me see. And I'm gonna add a few columns here. I'm gonna click on preview. Yeah, so I'm gonna cancel and actually go back because I was getting excited. I'm gonna add the little lines before. All I'm trying to do is to create the base of the mocha. So as you know, it's got all the stripe, and I just wanna do the perspective art afterwards. So all you gotta do is to draw your rectangle, go to object, path, and split into grid. And again, as I was doing before, add few columns here. Let's just click on preview so we can see this happen. Maybe we can do 5 and click on OK. And now, again, with our perspective distort tool, all we have to do is drag to the middle. And as you can see, it makes much more sense because all the stripe are now being distorted at the same time. Now that looks quite tall. So I'm just simply going to drag in order to make it smaller. And then I'm gonna also make it a little bit thinner like that. And at this moment, I'm just distorting because I don't want to keep the proportion. If you just wanna make it smaller and keep the proportion consistent, then you have to hold shift. So as you can see, you can make it smaller or bigger without changing the size. But at the moment, I'm just like literally staying flexible, trying to find the right proportion first. Fantastic. Then when this is done, all I have to do is to right click into my shape and click on transform and then reflect in order to bring up the reflect option menu. From here, you can create a reflection that is horizontal or vertical or to any angle you want. Make sure to click on preview so you can actually see this changing happening live. And in this case, I'm gonna select horizontal because I wanna, create the top of my mocha. And instead of clicking OK, that will just modify the shape that you have selected, I'm gonna click on copy so I can create a copy real quick. And I'm gonna place that at the top. Boom, and we're almost there. Now, if you want to align it just one on top of the other, there are some wonderful guides here that tells you which one is the center, or you can hold shift, select them both, head to the properties panel, align, and make sure that you align to the horizontal center, just like so. Fantastic, we're almost done. All I want to do here is to create a little bit more shapes. I'm going to select the rectangle tool, hold until the rounded rectangles appear, and I'm going to go ahead and create like the first little bit of the handle, and then I'm going to sort of distort it. Maybe in here we can use the asymmetric perspective. So here it is. If you click on the second little tool, maybe we can just move one and sort of like distort it like so. That can go here at the top. Then I'm gonna select it with the selection tool, which is our black arrow, hold option to copy and drag. And then I'm gonna start to rotate it and just maybe make it a little bigger. Boom, here it is. Pretty much did it. Now I'm gonna click on the first part of the handle. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see a little better. Then hold shift to select the other one. And I'm gonna head to my shape builder tool, just right here on the toolbar on the left, and click and drag in order to merge these two objects and just create one single object. Then with the pressing the letter V to select the selection tool, I'm gonna hold shift and select the other top part of the shape. And I'm gonna go back to my little shape builder tool because you really see the power of the shape builder. So I just want to kind of make sure that this is, you know, becomes part of the other shape and the handle just stays by itself. So all I have to do is to click and drag with the plus in order to merge those shapes. And then click once again just to make sure that that's another shape on its own. And we're pretty much done. Can you imagine? So quick. Then I'm gonna click again on the rectangle rounded tool and click once to create the little top of our little mocha machine. And if we really want to be like super precise, we can press on the P tool, the P key on your keyboard, in order to bring up our lovely pen tool. And from here we can click on the path, just click once in order to add 1 point, and then press the letter A to switch up to the direct selection tool in order to select this point. And it looks like I didn't add it to the path, so make sure that you select the path first and then press the letter P. So now you see we have the little plus icon that tells us that we are adding a point, and switch back to the direct selection tool. And you know, we can just give it like this little elongated shape, like a real coffee machine, because like, you know, it's got a little big, I don't know what you can call it. But here we are. So we're almost done here. It's time to start to create our eyes, creating new shapes. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the shape tool, hold until the ellipse tool is revealed. You can also press the letter L and click and drag to create a little circle. And I'm gonna zoom in again. I'm gonna use the shortcut Shift X to switch between the color between the fill and the stroke. And then I'm gonna press X to bring here the stroke on the foreground. And then I'm gonna press the slash key to give it a transparent color. So it's pretty much like clicking on none. And I'm giving you all this shortcut because I really want you to work smarter. Alt Option on a Mac, Alt on Windows to make a copy of the circle, and Alt Shift and drag in to make it smaller. Here from the fill, we can just click once and give it a color white and just place it here inside the eye. And then I'm gonna Alt Option and create another copy and just make it smaller, again by holding Shift and dragging inside. And here it is, and then one more. So we started to create our little eye here. Then I'm gonna click on the pencil tool from the toolbar and just creating some eyelashes. Now, if they're transparent like mine, all you have to do is to click and drag with the selection tool in order to select them. And then from the stroke, just give it like maybe 3 point, 4 point. And then click on the color to give it a black color. And also you can click on the word stroke to change the color of the cap. And since, you know, everything is like kawaii and cute, maybe we can make everything like, you know, rounded. Now I'm gonna click and drag over the entire shape to select it all and press Command G to copy this group. And here we go, we created our first cute eye. And then I'm gonna right click, again, transform, reflect. And in this case, I'm gonna reflect vertically. Here it is, and click on copy to create a copy of the other eye. And here we are. That's pretty much like the signature of this cute brand. Maybe what we can do also is create like, you know, the pink cheeks on the side. Again, I'm gonna create one, use Shift X to swap between fill and stroke and give it like this little bright pink color. And in this case, we can just Alt Option and drag to just simply create a copy, just like so. Then select and press Command G to copy, and let's place it on top of our coffee machine. Of course, resize by holding Shift in order to resize in a but while keeping the proportion of your little face. Now Alt Option and drag this away just because we'll be able to use it even for more shapes. And if you want, you can select some items of your design and just change the color, maybe, you know, keep it pink just to keep your color consistent. And here it is, we created our first cute little kawaii shape. All you have to do now is to click and drag, and then Alt Option and drag it in one of your story. Press Command G to group so you can treat it like just a single object, and then resize it, just like so. Now I created one of the hardest objects. Hopefully, like, it makes sense. It definitely looks cute, I think. You can also decorate your story by creating perhaps more circles. You know, I always suggest to keep it on brand, to use the same colors that you use in your other stories. Just like so. You can also press the letter I to bring up the eyedropper tool and copy the color directly from your illustration. I'm gonna just do a little reveal here because I've created more little shapes. I'm just gonna hide what I've done so far, just to give you an inspiration. But you have plenty of inspiration here of the side. You got the little egg, the little carton of milk, and also in terms of expression. As you can see, those are images that I simply used from Adobe Stock as a reference. And here we are. Once you're done with creating your Instagram story set, it's time to export it in order to use it for your little Instagram stories. And also, of course, share it with the community, which I'll tell you in just a second. Let's see if there is another question, because I was really into it. Oh, a spout. Fantastic. What is the music that we are listening in the background? I think it's a chill hop or chill pop. So I got 1 minute and I'm getting like literally lost here in music, but I love music, so I really wanted to give you that answer, Antonia. Fantastic. So all we are here, I'm gonna once I'm here to export, all I have to do is to use the shortcut option Command E. That's Alt Control E on a Windows, and from here you can select the artboards that you need. So for example, just 1, 2, or maybe 3 if you want. And also you can decide the destination folder. I can perhaps place it here into my desktop and then click on choose. And then from here you can also create a subfolder or decide if to open your location after export if you wish. I'm going to select that. And then you can also add a little prefix, which is a name that is going to be added on the front of your document. So I'm going to write here Insta Stories. And then simply click on Export Artboard, and your little folder will come up. So here it is. Here we have our little Instagram stories all ready to be posted into our Instagram. And before doing so, let me just literally jump into Discord. So if you head back to our landing page, you see that here there is a community chat. You can also access. Oh, no, it's not goodbye time yet. Sorry. You can also, I wanted to bring up this slide. You can also bring up this bit.ly/AI Discord, which is the link in order to access our fantastic community, which is Discord. From Discord, you'll be able to share your work and get feedback from the fantastic mentors like Colby, Jack Watson, Randall, Rocky Rock, and also from you, the amazing community. So in order to share your work, head to the feedback channel and click on challenge. Here, click on the little plus icon, and then you can select one or maybe all 3 of the Instagram story if you wish, and click on open. Then I'm gonna call this one challenge 5, and then click on upload in order to upload your work. And I'm just gonna upload all 3 of them. And as you can see, they're gonna be here ready to be seen by the community, this amazing international community that will be there to give you feedback. As I always say, this is a safe space, so take advantage of this time to sharpen your skills and learn new techniques during the creative challenges in Illustrator. But I'm gonna jump real quick. I probably got 1 minute to also talk about the Behance. In Behance, you can create a project. Head back to the introduction video. I showed how to create a new project. Then you can go ahead and click on edit. Otherwise, again, it's just click create a project here. And from here, you'll be able to click on image and select your image that you've created in order to add it into your Behance profile. Now, the reason you might want to add them into your Behance profile is because if you go into your settings and use the project tags AI Creative Challenge and click on Update Project in order to publish it, you will be able to be maybe chosen for the Creative Challenges galleries. So head on behance.net/galleries/challenges in order to see all the amazing people that have been featured already. So remember, we keep your eyes on you whenever you put the little hashtag and you publish your work on Behance so you can be featured in these galleries. Fantastic. Now, before I go, I just want to say real quick, there is so much more coming here at Adobe Live. We had already a fantastic day with getting started with Evan Abrams, Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Jesus Ramirez, the amazing Meg Lewis, now here at the Daily Creative Challenge, and followed by mobile app with Aline Wadsworth, the XD Daily Creative Challenge with Jesse Showalter, and Design in the Dark with Andrew Cradle and Simone Wilder. But I'll see you tomorrow, everybody, for another challenge. And of course, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow for challenge number 6. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.